Ну что ж, всем привет. Опять вечер на носу. Так что пора играть. В этот раз будем играть в PCP-шный Ace Combat. В японскую версию. Где, правда, японского так толком не завезли. Помогать будет РетроАрч. Его еще запустить надо. Кому интересно, на каком железе это все крутиться будет, в подписи будет ссылочка. Единственное, только отмечу то, что монитор 1600 на 900, игрушка 1440 на чего-то там, а в итоге 720p запись. Так что вот как-то так. Так сказать, вот. Правда, это, конечно, обложка уже ресейла. Ибо Greatest Hits, или как там. Но опознать все равно японку можно. А вот теперь можно и поиграть. Да, как видите, японскую тут не завезли. А, так как я уже успел промяться один раз, то здесь будет попроще. Так. Наверное, вот так вот. Да. С конца начал. Ну ладно. Так. Это титры конечные. Это вовремя сохранился, как всегда. Есть такое. Так. Странно, ну ладно. Неважно. Все равно сюжетка, она не длинная и рассчитана на повторное прохождение как минимум, наверное, на раз 5. Так что совсем уж длинный летсплей не будет, но как обычно запасаемся там питьем, гамаком и вперед. Ну ладно. Так.
Okay. let's begin the briefing. Operator Eugene Solano, I'll be keeping you up to date. We've got news that an invading LASAP squadron has just taken off from the Puna Plains, en route for an attack on our position, Aubrey Base. From their perspective, this attack is the final nail in our collective coffin. After all, this is the only base that hasn't fallen under their control. I guess we can consider ourselves lucky. It looks like the enemy has gotten a little overconfident and sent only a small attack force. Griffith Squadron, prepare for launch immediately. Fly around the mountains and avoid enemy radar. Oh, I forgot. The enemy squadron consists mainly of bombers supported by several fighters. Please protect this base and destroy the enemy bombers. If everything goes well, we should be able to get the upper hand on the enemy in this area. Alright, please prepare for launch. Let's pay back the LASAP forces with at least one defeat. One final thing. During combat, my codename will be Crux. I will keep you up to date on the battle situation, so please pay attention to your radio.
Ну вот как-то так. Что-то аналог мне не нравится, ну ладно. Да, тут, конечно, выбор у меня побольше, но когда начинаешь игру вчистую, то доступно только вот это. И больше ничего другого. Я, в принципе, наверное, ну, приличный кусок игры только на этом крафте проходил. А то, как я уже промяться успел, то я буду играть на этом. Да, я не слепой.
We'll show them what we got. After all, we're really pilots. Isn't that right, Captain? Excuse me, Griffith 2. Please use code names during the mission. Understood. Okay, everything by the book. Griffith 1? What? Hold on a second. The city's being bombed. Unbelievable. There are no military facilities in that city. What are you doing? You shouldn't be wasting ordnance. No way! You're going to bomb some base in the sticks, right? There'll be more than enough ordnance left to finish the job. One bomber down. Another one has been shot down. What the hell is our escort?
Они как истуканы. Вообще, конечно, в сложности означает только вертлявость компа. Насколько он будет тяжело вертляться. Больше ничего. Ну еще какой дамаг будет получать. Внезапно?
Hey, that better not be what I think it is. SWBM! Get out of here!
Сваливаем нахер!
Where's it coming from? How far is it? It's no use! We're too late! Griffiths 2! Come in, Griffiths 2! Griffiths 2! Griffiths 3! Anyone!
Картонно. Ну, можно реплей посмотреть, кому интересно.
The mission was a success. The destruction of the enemy bombers will help keep an enemy invasion of Aubrey base at bay. However, we also suffered serious losses. There's no way anyone could ever call this mission a success. I'm sorry. I couldn't do anything to save them. So that's the super weapon Laysap used to take over all of Aurelia in only 10 days. Who could have imagined that they possessed such destructive power?
У него потом еще оговорочка по Фрейду будет. Ровно такую же линейку скажет. Но это попозже будет.
Let this be a symbol of the fury borne by our countrymen towards Aurelia.
Such was the impassioned speech of Laysath's commander Diego Gaspar Navarro, as images of the Aurelian squadron's destruction over Cape Aubrey played in the background. A day later, his gravelly voice continued to echo through my hungover brain. October. 1 year after the cessation of the Democratic Republic of Laysath's civil war. After the Civil War, Laysath began to set their sights on their peaceful neighbor, the Federal Republic of Aurelia, claiming retribution for years of exploitation. The invasion suddenly began. With the ever-present threat of the cloaked airborne fortress Gleipnir looming overhead, there was little time to react to the few concerns raised about the validity of the war. Such was the speed at which all of Aurelia fell under Laysath's control. Well, not everything has fallen into their hands, but it's only a matter of time. Looking out over the capital, Gaius Tower is both home to Laysath's Central Command and the very symbol of its power. It was originally intended to be a symbol of Aurelia's peace. How ironic. As I looked up at the sun traveling the same old path across the sky, the rays burned my tired eyes. Damn it. I just wish I could finish covering this completely one-sided war and head back home. I'll never get used to being in the southern hemisphere with its backwards seasons.
Это затравочка, как говорится.
The Gleipnir was last confirmed heading southeast across the Puna Plains. However, we lost all trace of it shortly after. Unfortunately, Aurelia's information network can provide no further details at this time. We'll just have to take what we can get.
Ну сейчас, да, 2 миссии придется динамить. Я, конечно, знаю, куда он смотался, но это будет попозже.
The airborne fortress Gleipnir nearly wiped out our entire attack force. Even with you, sir, our remaining aerial attack strength is severely limited. We no longer have the necessary manpower or supplies to pursue Gleipnir. In addition, there are reports of enemy forces gathering at Port Patterson. If we don't move soon, it will only be a matter of time before they attack from behind. Given the situation, we are left with only one plan of attack. On the Puna Plains lying between Aubrey Base and Port Patterson, Laysath forces have hastily constructed a resupply base to house the large quantity of supplies needed to support their troops. Attack Puna base. Destroy all parked bombers and base facilities. Take away the enemy's ability to fight. If you succeed, we'll gain an important foothold for an attack on Port Patterson. And what's more, we'll gain the supplies we need to win this fight. Unless we succeed in taking this base, that's it for our supplies. Please don't fail, sir.
Это, конечно, тролльно. Так. Ну, а здесь можно затариваться новыми крафтами, покупать апгрейды для тех, кто может апгрейдиться, ну и оружки покупать, естественно, для каждого. Да, кассетная бомба, которую я так и ни хрена не научился пользоваться за эти почти 15 лет. Да ты шо? Ничего. Кого?
Hold on until reinforcements arrive. Hurry up! They'll get here
В принципе, конечно, это не обязательно, но для большего бабла можно и позбивать немного. Проснулся. Так, кажется, я выпилил все, что можно было выпилить на этой карте.
Retreating LASAF forces have abandoned Puna base. The base, including all provisions stored there, now belong to us. Now we'll be able to provide backup support for our troops.
Второй раз надо будет этот аэродром захватывать, там будет, конечно, сильно сложнее уже. Будет два типа миссий, и поиграть можно будет только один. Так. Вот первая опорная точка.
The battle to retake Port Patterson is about to begin. Our scattered forces have come together for this battle. They're few in number, but we've managed to assemble a small ground force. However, the LASAF fleet continues to gather in Port Patterson, and the presence of the Transportation Corps has also been confirmed. Having lost Puna base, it appears LASAF now intends to shuttle in troops and supplies overseas. If any more ships dock at Port Patterson, enemy strength will become more than our ground troops can handle. In order to prevent this, we need you to launch a preliminary strike on Port Patterson. Destroy all enemy supply vessels, landing ships, and freighters. In particular, try to keep as many enemy landing ships from entering the port as possible. Battle supplies must not reach the enemy. The number of enemy landing ships inside the port will be displayed on the MPG in the upper right-hand corner of your HUD. If the MPG reaches the max level, our forces will no longer be able to retake Port Patterson. This time, a substantial enemy counterattack is to be expected. It seems the loss of Puna Base has put them on guard. Please be careful.
Господи. Так. Ну ладно, полетели.
Griffith 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Griffith 1, altitude restrictions cancelled. Return to your mission. Good luck.
В общем, в двух словах. Замочить все, что стреляет, потопить все, что плавает.
Crux to Griffith 1. Check your MPG on the right side of the HUD. The MPG will display the number of landing ships from the port. Please pay careful attention to the MPG during this mission. So, you're Griffith 1, huh? I'm Major Bergman, Ground Force Commander. There are landing ships within the enemy fleet. We'll lose the battle if a battalion is allowed to make it ashore. Do not allow more than 3 landing ships to enter the port. We will be risking our necks out here with you. Let's take back Fort Patterson. This is the 7th Amphibious Unit. We're standing by at the port entrance. Huh? Wait, I've got something on radar. Put the city on high alert. I don't want to see so much as a kitten out on those streets. Just make sure that bridge is raised. Enemy planes approaching. Somebody help us! Enemy ship destroyed. Rush them down on the port side.
Надо, конечно, было немножко другой тип ракет взять. Ну ладно, я в принципе могу и так пройти. Голыми руками.
Good kill. How many ships are still operational? Enemy ship destroyed. AA guns destroyed. Everybody, hard support.
Господи.
Enemy freighter destroyed.
Я камикадзе.
The fire's spreading. Get over there. Go, go, go. Bridge control room to base command. Commence raising on the bridge. Enemy approaching from starboard side.
Коротко.
We've raised the bridge. Hurry up and get inside the port. You'll be able to acquire supplies after entering the port. Just head for the bridge.
Так, кажется, я кого-то не добил. Сейчас добью, вернусь.
Hull breach in Area 3. Close the hatch. We're gonna sink.
А-а-а! Понятно.
I can't avoid them all. Eject.
Да, музыка, конечно, прикольно лагает. Особенности грандулятора. Really? Можно немножко отвлечься. И все ползут тараканы. Ломись. Довертелся. Так, ладно, пора возвращаться в геймплей. Тихонько. Блин, ну ладно.
We've succeeded in destroying the enemy fleet gathered in Port Patterson. Our ground troops scored a major victory by using the chaos caused by our attack to storm in and secure the port. We freed Port Patterson from the hands of the enemy. It's still kind of hard to believe.
The emblem of the Southern Cross. It was on that very day that the aircraft bearing the mark of the Southern Hemisphere brought about the defeat of Laysath forces. But the story barely made the news, and the army showed no apparent reaction. Almost nightly, Leyseth's commanding officer, Diego Gaspar Navarro, plays host to grand banquets within Gaia's Tower. This evening, he is once again proudly trumpeting the glory of his airborne fortress. I've heard the speech so many times, it feels like I wrote it. Which, in a way, is a good thing, because it lets me concentrate on enjoying the food instead. As I gazed out the window at the night sky, I felt as if even the phases of the moon were somehow at odds with those of the Northern Hemisphere. The words of a fellow reporter, who fancied himself a connoisseur of fine wine, really got me thinking about the price of the glass of wine in my hand. One glass of it is roughly equivalent to several years of a Leysethian citizen's salary. Haven't the long years of civil war left Leyseth an impoverished and war-torn nation? Whatever the case, much is unclear about the flow of money in Leyseth. Ever since I arrived here, I've only covered stories the military had approved. However, this particular mystery just might be worth investigating on my own. The idea was nothing more than the product of an idle mind. At least at the time.
Okay, let's get started with a report of the situation. I think our best option under the circumstances would be to head towards Santa Elva. Santa Elva is a strategic location that we have to pass through to get to the capital, Griswold. However, there are several other strategic points on the way to Santa Elva. Which points you choose and in what order you do so is up to you. It looks like your decisions will affect the course of this battle. I know it's an immense responsibility, but there's no one else to count on. We're relying on you to get us through this. It appears that the enemy's Miller unit is gathering at King's Hill. It looks like they're trying to take back Port Patterson. I wonder what they're up to. Next, we have reports that the Allied Davis unit is cut off at Stand Canyon. Gleipnir took off from Puna Base and is currently standing by at Terminus Island. With the long strike range of the Gleipnir, there's not much our forces can do. It appears that the enemy is moving towards Stand Canyon to eliminate our remaining forces. We'll need those remaining forces in our attack on Santa Elva, so I think we should probably send help. If left alone, they'll be helpless against the aerial fortress, just like what happened to us at Cape Aubrey. Also, Santa Elva is a key location for the enemy, and I think they'll concentrate their forces there. We'll have major problems if they send in their aerial fortress. I'll give you more details once you decide on a route. Please tell me which route you plan to take.
Бутылка вина стоимостью несколько годовых зарплат. Это из первого видеоролика. Так. Ну, как говорится, да, здесь можно выбирать дорожку, но по большому счету, конечно, ничего не меняется. Миссии примерно одни и те же, плюс-минус, там альтернативные миссии, по крайней мере. По крайней мере, несколько альтернативных миссий можно по ходу сюжета открывать. Если не охота проходить альтернативную миссию в порту Паттерса, надо сначала выпиливать вот это. Потому что если ты ход сделаешь, они, соответственно, тоже ход сделают. Ну, собственно, им по шашке. Вот эти две миссии, конечно, будут влиять только на третью, последнюю уже. То есть, ну, грубо говоря, на ее вариант. Плюс-минус. А так, ну, в принципе, все среднее. Я, конечно, когда первый раз проходил этот альтернативную миссию открывал, поэтому и сейчас так же сделал. Она, в принципе, не такая сложная. Правда, конечно, в Санта-Элве там альтернативная миссия, она довольно-таки неприятная. Но я, наверное, ее тоже буду открывать. Просто тут выбор. Либо противная миссия на захват аэродрома, либо противная миссия альтернативная здесь. Одно из двух. Так, что ж.
Allied ground forces are stranded at Stan Canyon. They are members of the Davis unit, who were en route to an assault on Santa Elva when they were cut off from the main force. The Santa Elva offensive could use their support, and we can hardly leave them for dead. However, LASAF has already begun mobilizing a search and destroy operation. It's only a matter of time before the Davis unit is wiped out. I think we should launch a strike now and save as many of our troops as we can. Although the area of attack is within range of Gleipnir's SWBM, the very same weapon that devastated our squadron. By implementing shielding and flying low through the canyon, it should be possible to avoid an attack by the SWBM. In the event that Gleipnir should attack, stay below the rim of the canyon, or less than 2,400 feet.
700 метров. Кстати, да, у кого глаз это наметан, и кто более-менее географию учил в школе, могли бы заметить то, что общая карта уж больно сильно напоминает Корейский полуостров. Так, на секундочку. Ну и, соответственно, параллели соответствующие проводим. Да. Ну тут, конечно, да. Практически все бесполезно. А, в принципе.
This is the Davis unit. Is backup on its way? Griffith Squadron is on the way right now. Try your best to hold out until they arrive. Understood. No problem. We can still put up a fight. Casualties to the
Так, вот
Davis
такая цель требует одной ракеты.
MPT. The Davis unit will be defeated when the gauge reaches max. Here they come! Prepare to fire! The canyon narrows near the bridge.
Вертолетик тоже требует одно. Ракетница тоже требует одно. Ну, лончер это, в принципе, тоже ракета. По большому счету. А вот танк требует две. Airborne Fortress missile launched. Estimated time to impact 20 seconds. Stay below 2,400 feet. Hurry! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, impact! Is everything alright? You're still airborne, right? I'm sorry. I just can't get the events of the previous SWB-M attack out of my head. You took care of the enemy in no time! Here they come! Prepare to fire! Immobilize the enemy! Record damage status. Такое впечатление, как будто ты не на суперсовременном самолете летаешь, а на каком-то кукурузнике. Ей-богу. Я, конечно, понимаю, игрушка в основном аркадная, ну, по большой части, ну, блин. Хотя, конечно, полеты в закрытых помещениях, это, конечно, здесь, да, особая эстетика. Обычно это в последней миссии практикуется, как вишенка на торте. Блин. Ну, в принципе, всякие вehicles и прочее обычно по одной ракете требуют. Тоже так, к слову. Иногда, да, тоже можно этим пулеметом добить. Это когда уже ракет не хватает. Стандартно. Оттуда, откуда меньше всего ждешь. Вообще, конечно, сбивать мосты не обязательно, но это дополнительно парализовывает противника на передвижение. Поэтому это... Ага, понятно. Поэтому это полезно делать. Ага, вот да, все. Или это секретка. Сейчас проверим. А, это секретка. А, все, тут все забил. И неплохо. Ну ничего, сейчас я им большой звездец устрою. Сейчас такой как разберусь. Если это помечено звездочкой, значит это секретная цель. На каждом уровне она одна только такая. Позволяет это открывать дополнительные, скажем так, сантики или какой-нибудь другой шмот интересный.
We've succeeded in rescuing the Davis unit from the enemy onslaught. The men express their gratitude for rescuing them, sir. This victory has also allowed us to begin formalizing a strategy for the recapture of Santa Elva. We have an emergency situation. The Miller unit has moved from Kings Hill for an assault on Port Patterson. They reclaim the city almost immediately. We've also confirmed the transport of supplies from the port to Santa Elva via Kings Hill. I had no idea this was in their plan. Sorry about that. On with the update. The Gleipnir has moved from Terminus Island to Santa Elva. They are making preparations to defend the city as we speak. With the loss of Stan Canyon, defending Santa Elva probably took priority over using the VBA-M to support their troops.
В общем, дело такое, если на Порт Паттерсон забить, то будет просто тупо меньше времени на выполнение заданий. Ну, естественно, меньше будет ракет и прочего достатка. Если забить на... Так. Забыл, как это называется сейчас. Если забить на это, то вот эта миссия будет сложнее, соответственно. Ну, тут видно. Дополнительно можно вот это пройти, потому что тут бонусов как бы нету. Ну, может быть, конечно, какой-нибудь бонус против вот этой фигни, но не обязательно. Ну, я буду проходить, наверное, вот так. Потому что в тот раз я сначала поперся сюда, как бы, а потом уже сюда. Но это как бы не камильфо.
Intelligence reports that Lyseth forces are airlifting munitions from Port Patterson to Santa Elva. We think the munitions are for the airborne fortress Gleipnir. At this moment, there is no information on the enemy transport corps formation. Regardless, the mission will be considered a failure if even one of the enemy transport planes escapes out of the combat zone. Destroying all transport planes before that happens will be the main focus of this mission. How do you want to proceed, sir? Port Patterson has been taken by enemy forces and our supply route cut off. There isn't enough fuel to support an extended mission, so make it quick.
Ну, собственно, что я и имел в виду. Последний, что называется, абзац. Вот ровно про это, то что дополнительная миссия открылась, ну, альтернативная. Пока ее не пройдешь, соответственно, вот такая вот шляпа будет. Так.
Something's wrong. Griffith 1, does something seem amiss? There are just too many transport aircraft. Decoy aircraft are probably mixing in with the formation. We can't confirm which one is the target. Try to find the real one and shoot it down. Enemy aircraft. Was there a leak? That's what the decoy aircraft are for. Only one shipment needs to get through. Keep us protected. We've got precious cargo on board. This is the ground unit. We've secured the down transport. It looks like you got the real target. We'll carry on from here. Don't hit them. Which one is the real thing?
Да, тут не помечено, поэтому надо определять на ходу.
Heavy cargo will make it difficult for a transport to maintain a steady altitude. Shipment's been shot down. That's the wrong target. Evasive maneuver successful. It's the enemy. Increase speed and shake him.
специально за 2 обычные засчитываются. Просто фишка в том, что эти крафт, во-первых, было сказано, летает ниже основной группы, и они это, извините, прямо не летают, из-за того, что перегружены. Опять же, было по радио сказано, соответственно, их можно отличить. А так, да, ТГТ не пишется, поэтому вот надо, что называется, почти вслепую. Правда, конечно, потом будет миссия, где вообще совсем вслепую летать надо, то есть без наведений, без ракет, только вот ручками. Практически вслепую. Но это будет позже.
We've succeeded in shooting down all enemy transport aircraft bound for Santa Elva. This should prevent the enemy from gaining any new ground for a while. Future missions are sure to be less dangerous thanks to your efforts. Let's hope this victory helps make our future battles a little easier too.
С5, я так полагаю, транспортники американские причем. Вот теперь можно, что называется, заняться.
LASAP's Miller unit has taken control of Port Patterson. Your mission is to take it back. Reports say that the enemy unit swooped in on Port Patterson from Kings Hill, completely overtaking our forces stationed there. We should have paid more attention to the enemy's movements. This position must be retaken as soon as possible. Port Patterson is an important refueling station. Without access to fuel, our forces won't be able to carry on the battle much longer. Intelligence confirms that the Miller unit plans to use the port complex to shield themselves from our attack. We need to clear them out, but attacking with indiscretion will only result in damage to the facilities. Without the facilities intact, Port Patterson is useless. Use utmost discretion in capturing the port.
Короче, история такая. Вот эти вот идиоты, которых мы это отпустили в начале, они это место заняли и решили прикрыться, ну, грубо говоря, среди нефтехранилищ. От балды атаковать не получится, потому что дамаг будет, и тогда нафига весь велосипед. Поэтому вот надо аккуратно. Ну, в общем, сейчас все видно будет. Вообще, конечно, здесь надо, желательно использовать ракеты воздух-земля специальные, но я, в принципе, пойду, наверное, как обычно. Потому что у меня сантик вертлявый, поэтому, думаю, успею везде. А будет довольно весело. Да, кстати, вот это воздух-воздух, кому интересно. А, например, сейчас. А вот это вот воздух-земля. Вот такие вот надо использовать. Но у каждого сантика разные, естественно, наборы, скажем так. Поэтому тут, как говорится, приходится выбирать. Вот эта ракета, короче, она одна пускается, но у нее радиус здесь все большой. Это удобно, когда кораблики с дополнительным оборудованием выпиливать. Просто в сердцевину стреляешь, и две дополнительные сразу выпиливаются боковушки. Обычно это ракетница и АА-пушка. Ну, это АА-пулемет в смысле. Так.
Estimated damage to the port complex will be displayed on your MPG. Aim your attacks carefully. We want to avoid damaging the complex where possible. Southern Crossfighter. We'll be safe as long as
Yes.
we're within the complex. This time he's mine. Come on. Should we think you're good enough to hit me? If this place is destroyed, it's your loss.
Да, и у этих ребят, конечно, ракетницы продвинутые, но, как говорится, вертлявый сантик он решает.
I can't hit him.
Немножко несподручно играть, у меня руки частично парализованные, поэтому уж извините.
What's going on? The complex isn't shielding us from him. Keep it together. Shoot him down. Your altitude is too low.
Воу-воу-воу-воу.
Good kill. Your altitude is too low. Griffith's one missed. Storage tank up in flames.
Ну, что, собственно, я и говорил, почему аккуратно надо. Там их мало осталось, можно немножко отвлечься. А, еще один вертолет. Ну, ладно, бывает. Как если внимания не обратил. Вот и
Enemy
все.
ground forces eliminated. The mission was a success.
Вообще, конечно, так атаковать и надо было, просто я решил показать, что называется. Что будет, если промажешь.
We've succeeded in ousting the Miller unit hiding within the port complex and have once again taken control of Port Patterson. This should also relieve some of the stress on our fuel reserves. Luckily, the city survived the assault with surprisingly little damage. Still, the ferocity of the enemy counterattack was completely unexpected. The enemy can take back a point as soon as you turn your back. We'll have to be more cautious of the enemy's strategy from now on.
Да, как говорится, выпилили из дустом. Ну, это не обязательно, но, как говорится, если... Если надо фармить кэш, то надо.
Terminus Island is home to both vital Aurelian oil fields and the Gleipnir's hangar. Intelligence has informed us that an Aurelian scientist is being held captive within this facility. It's highly likely that he has obtained invaluable information on the Gleipnir, and more importantly, he is a fellow Aurelian who must be rescued. The Allied submarine Naiad will be used in his rescue. In order to draw the enemy's attention from the Naiad, the Allied fleet will engage in a diversionary operation. Our duty will be to protect the fleet. The enemy is expected to launch anti-submarine aircraft. Although our main objective is to protect the diversionary fleet, we must also ensure the safety of the Naiad. If you confront any anti-submarine aircraft, take them out as soon as possible.
А теперь вопрос на засыпку. Какое отношение имеет вот эта карта к Ирану и Ираку, и американцам? И почему у этого Найда явно, скажем так, ближневосточный акцент? И что они забыли в, по сути, арктической карте? Так как по сути это какая-то зимняя база явно, скажем так, я не знаю, либо в каком-то Северном море, либо вообще в арктическом регионе, полярном, приполярном явно. Вот и гадайте теперь. Можете в комментах потом написать.
To all Allied forces, this is the Naiad. We will be approaching the target shortly. Make sure to draw the enemy's attention your way. This is the cruiser Talasa. Understood. We'll make sure they know we're here. Fire up above. Show us your best. We read you loud and clear. Damage to the Allied fleet will be displayed on the MPG. The Naiad will likely be discovered if the diversionary fleet has to pull out. Make sure they survive this mission.
Вот именно, чтобы он выжил. А будет весело, это я гарантирую.
Watch the battle on the port side. How many ships are still operational? All ships capable of attack? Follow us. Enemy approaching from starboard side.
можно сказать, развлекаемся. Вау, вау, вау. Теперь ждем. Море погоду. Да, конечно. Это походу радио, был. Ну, зараза, вертлявый. А сейчас будет подъем. Бля? Идиоты.
All the times. We're getting new readings on radar. A large number of aircraft have taken off from a nearby enemy base. Naiad, maintain your present course. You've got to make it out of there. It's no use. An iceberg is blocking their path. All pilots, do something about that iceberg. The Naiad is stuck on a collision course.
По сути, это F-117, древний как говно мамонта. Так сказать, бонус. Так, где этот булыжник? Что-то я развернуться.
Help me! He's right behind me!
Все, понял теперь. Все.
This is Orion. Deception iceberg confirmed. He discovered him from the exit to battle zone.
Ну и по сути только теперь самолетики сбивать полувидимые. Вот типа таких.
All right, I dodged it.
Они, конечно, медленные, но довольно вертлявые.
I'll break it up. Turn right. Evasive maneuver successful. Help me! He's right behind me!
Сейчас, наверное, немножко и закончится.
Missile defeated.
Потерял. Сейчас немножко пройдет. бесполезно. Да. Вот такая вот прикольная миссия.
The mission was a success. The Naiad has returned to port safe and sound. Thanks to the recon data from the Naiad, we've started to make some sense of the Gleipnir stealth system. It'll take some time to fully analyze the data, but it looks like there might be a way to partially shut down the stealth system. This information may help us gain the upper hand in our battle against the Gleipnir.
Ну, тут, собственно, только один выбор.
Allied ground forces have finished preparations for an assault on Santa Elva. They're the same troops we rescued from Stand Canyon. The mission will be to recapture Santa Elva, a vital transportation route. If we succeed in retaking the city, our capital Griswold will be within reach. Analysis of the VBA-M attack at Cape Aubrey has shown that the shock wave of the missile dissipates before reaching ground level. Therefore, an assault by our ground forces has a much higher probability of succeeding. The mission can commence at any time. The Gleipnir has troubled Aurelia long enough. The time has come to drive it out.
Вот только нифига.
Griffith 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Griffith 1, altitude restrictions canceled. Return to your mission. Good luck.
This is reconnaissance. Something's wrong. The enemy is nowhere to be found.
No sign of the Gleipnir. Nothing? That's impossible.
Damn, Layseth. What are they up to? What's that sound?
Look! It's the Gleipnir!
Don't just stand there. Attack! Target the Gleipnir!
Commence cannon fire! Hit it with everything we've got!
The VBA-M can't reach us here, but watch out for conventional ordnance.
Look! The disc on the bottom is starting to glow! What's he doing?
The vehicles below the Gleipnir were just vaporized.
What on earth is that? That's the Gleipnir!
Our ground forces are strong enough to handle it on their own? I don't think so. I can't believe they've made such a terrifying weapon. Sir, Griffith 1, it appears the enemy has some kind of new super weapon.
Как
If
обычно.
the Allied ground forces are defeated, we won't be able to maintain our military presence. Casualties to the Allied ground forces will be displayed on your MPG. Protect them and keep the gauge from reaching max. All ground forces have withdrawn from Santa Elva. Understood. Now we can destroy those vile Aurelians with our shock cannon. Optical camouflage system critical! The system Alright! Our cover is blown! It's too dangerous below the Gleipnir. We're sitting ducks up here! Can't somebody do something? It's no use! Damn it! It's time to use an SWBM! I don't care if we sustain a little damage. I want that Southern Cross blown out of the sky! Roger, SWBM standing by! They'll be ready to launch shortly! Pest, it's time you met your maker!
разогнаться надо.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, impact! Airborne Fortress, missile launched.
All SWBM launching ports have been destroyed! Damn it! Smoke's pouring into the bridge! Engine 6 is on fire! Floor is falling! We can maintain altitude!
Command, I regret to inform that we will not be able to complete the mission. It's time the Southern Cross saw the true face of Lisa's might! Prepare the shot cannon!
The airborne fortress is changing course. It's descending towards the city. Oh no! They intend to use the shot cannon on the city! Griffith 1! Countdown to shot cannon fire will be displayed on your MPG. Destroy the shot cannon before it fires. All surviving ground forces, head for the riverbank! We're gonna fill that beast full of lead! The lives of thousands are at stake. You must destroy the cannon. The airborne fortress is 10 miles from the city. The glacier is finished.
The Gleipnir has changed course and is moving away from the capital! The controls won't respond! Come on, just a little more, if we can hold together long enough! Please crash into the river! There are too many civilians here in Santa Elva! I will deliver one final blow to the enemy as commander of the Gleipnir. Am I to be denied even that? We did it! The Gleipnir's falling! The Gleipnir is crashing!
Вот так. Вообще, конечно, можно было потратить время на то, чтобы вокруг да около позбивать все, и на этой птичке тоже, но я, в принципе, не стал. Дабы не затягивать.
We've succeeded in destroying the Gleipnir, as well as taking back Santa Elva. The Santa Elva victory is fantastic news. But even more so, the defeat of the Gleipnir is sure to boost morale and give us a strategic advantage in this war. Luck was certainly on our side though. With all of that raining debris, it's amazing the city sustained so little damage.
Unthinkable! The chatter of the nightly parties fell into silence. In place of the sumptuous banquet, weapons to protect the capital were rolled in. Griswold is in turmoil over the shocking news, but who would have thought that underneath the chaos lay an even greater story? Aurelia's exploitation of Laysath was all a ruse. In fact, Aurelia had been Laysath's largest benefactor in aid. The truth remained hidden from the public, while any aid meant for food was spent on arms. Why did this happen? Why was a lavish party held to boast the performance of their newest weapon? The trail of money surrounding Diego Navarro would lead me to the answer. Diego Navarro is not only Laysath's commanding officer, but also controls their arms industry. He has used continued conflict as a means to amass an enormous fortune. This war was conceived as a replacement for the Civil War to further increase arms sales. I can't help but wonder how much of this truth the soldiers risking their lives for Leysath really know. The classified documents contained much more than just information on the airborne fortress. The transfer of financial revenue and commodities were also recorded in great detail. What does all of this have to do with Leysath's commanding officer Diego Navarro? Even after all that's happened, why does he still seem so naturally at ease? I've unwittingly found myself fearing for the safety of the Southern Cross.
Как же это по-американски? А теперь часть 2.
Alright, let me brief you on the main locations on the route to Griswold. Sir, please choose a route. First, remnant enemy soldiers are regrouping at the Kalana Steps and are planning an attack on Santa Elva. They currently aren't a threat, but we're curious as to what they're planning. I guess we're not much different from them in size or strength. The enemy Special Forces Skilla unit has set up camp at Sachana Air Base. They're not a squad you want to take on directly, but they're currently busy preparing to send reinforcements to the Kalana Steps. This might be the perfect time to catch them off guard. It appears that Leysath forces are shipping supplies to a large-scale manufacturing plant in Montebriz. It seems that they're manufacturing something, but there is a large radar facility close by on Mount Nevera. The Nevera jammer is located there, and we're unable to monitor their movements. The jamming extends as far as Griswold, so we need to do something about it. Although we really need to find out what's going on at Montebriz as well. Our capital is not far ahead. However, Griswold is heavily fortified and protected by the Mezim cannon. Fierce resistance is expected, but we must pull together and take back Griswold.
А теперь человеческим языком. Короче, если вот это не выпиливать, откроется альтернативная миссия. Если вот это не выпиливать, соответственно, вот этот скилл юнит, он смотается под глушилку и потом попытается пробиться в последнюю миссию, там отдельный вариант будет. Что еще? Можно, конечно, еще пойти под глушилку и прорваться на последнюю миссию, но там, естественно, будет с глушилкой вариант. Сильно, в принципе, не влияет. Единственное, есть только одна дополнительная вариация последней миссии в этом куске. Когда... Сейчас вспомню. Когда на последнюю миссию прорываются партизаны. Вот там весело достаточно. И последняя миссия в Монтебризе как раз про партизанов есть, но мне кажется, открывать надо там при определенном стечении обстоятельств. То есть надо определенным образом проходить. Я, наверное, в принципе, это затрагивать не буду, но все же. Ну, начнем потихоньку. Опять же, вот эту миссию лучше, наверное, все-таки проходить вперед, потому что она все-таки несколько проще, чем ее второй вариант, потому что если сейчас проходить будешь, то это будет миссия просто, скажем так, летать очень низко, чтобы тебя не заметили. А если будешь проходить, скажем так, ее второй вариант, то там, короче, у тебя будет задача, скажем так, выпиливать внезапно появляющиеся точки запуска ракет. Причем на карте они не отображаются заранее никак, вот только буквально перед запуском появляются. и это довольно-таки, ну, надо вертлявая игра, короче. Плюс там, соответственно, надо еще и этот базовый аэродром тоже побомбить, чтобы просто твои вертолетики не сбили все, которые соберутся базу захватывать. Так что вот такая вот история. А если не проходить миссию, которую я сейчас не стал выбирать, там вот эти товарищи, которые там есть, они захватят ту зону, которую ты только что сейчас отыграл, и там будет альтернативная миссия. Короче, у них идея такая, чтобы сотворить газовую атаку. Да, привет белые каски, привет УЗХО и прочее. Большой привет. Там, соответственно, это надо будет все выпиливать. Вот такая история. Так, ладно, поехали.
We are planning a surprise attack to recapture our country's largest airbase, the Sachana airbase. The base, with its large supply warehouses, is a crucial strategic point, as well as a vital supply channel. By securing Sachana airbase, our forces will gain a necessary staging point for a combined Allied assault on the capital. At present, the Leysath Air Force is grounded, but they're mobilizing to aid ground forces fighting on the Kalana Steppes. The Skilla unit is also rumored to be stationed at Sachana airbase. They are an elite team, highly skilled in anti-aircraft tactics. A head-on confrontation must be avoided at all costs. Therefore, we have devised a plan to penetrate deep into enemy territory and strike while their attention is still focused on the Kalana Steppes. A sweeping radar net lies between here and Sachana airbase. However, by flying at an altitude of 1,600 feet, you should be able to make it through undetected. A sudden and precise strike on the base will greatly increase our chances of winning, without risking a head-on confrontation.
Да, забыл сказать. Летать мало того, что низко, еще и кружочки с радарами обходить. Ну, по мне так это проще, чем вертляться и выпиливать внезапно появляющиеся цели.
Avoid flying over enemy patrol boats on the river or you'll be spotted. Destroy them before that happens. Also, be sure to fly below 1,600 feet. Keep an eye on your HUD and avoid the enemy radar net. Patrol boats, report. This is Patrol. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's a quiet night. Wait till my patrol is over. You say that again, I'm gonna die of boredom real soon. There's so many boats out of the water, no one could ever slip through. Huh? What's that? What, the enemy? My mistake. It was just a reflection of the tower searchlight on the water. Really is a great spot. Wish we could do a little fishing on a break. Once the damn Morellians are taken care of, you can fish all you want. But until then, you'll just have to wait. You can't rely on radar alone. It's not perfect, you know. We've got it covered. That's why we're out here on the water, right?
Интересно, успею, не успею, сейчас попробую. Значит, там никого нет тогда. Странно, вроде же были. Так, ладно. Начинаю все заново. Играть, конечно. Доброе утро! Да, конечно, ребята стрелять умеют, но это не показатель. нормально все, в принципе.
Saturn Air Base neutralized. The mission was a success. Sending a helicopter unit in now. Hold out until the base has been secured.
Вот так вот.
Griffith 1, begin landing check. You're clear to land.
The surprise attack was a success. Sachana Air Base is back in our hands. Air power from the base will be a vital asset, especially in the battle to retake Griswold. I have the feeling the day of our capital's liberation is not far off.
Ага. Значит, даже дают еще один ход дополнительный. Ну ладно. Значит, тогда будем делать это по-короткому.
We have obtained intelligence that Laysaf forces on the Kalana steppes are increasing by the hour. With the Sachana Air Base in our hands, Laysaf has abandoned its Air Force dispatch. However, the enemy is concentrating ground troops near these ruins and appears to be preparing to attack Santa Elva. Ignoring this threat could prove to be costly later on. It would be best to take action now and be rid of this threat once and for all. The presence of special forces within their ranks has also been confirmed. If enemy special forces are allowed to make their way inside Santa Elva, the situation could turn ugly.
Вот, собственно, та газовая атака, которую я имел в виду. Нелогично, конечно, надо было брать с ракетами воздух-земля, но в принципе наплевать. — 4000 поинтов набрать надо.
It looks like a small squadron. The Southern Cross. Don't be fooled by their numbers. It's limited. Don't make yourself a target. Spread out. All troops go out. Get to Santa Elva together. Don't worry about a few casualties. Just concentrate on a mission.
Гамлет. Так. А вот фьюка. То есть надо бить по нему, чтобы сразу всю пачку выпилить.
away from our position. The contents of this tank are worth more than hundreds of you.
Oh shit. А, ну вот как раз Гамлет. Где твоя Дездемона? О-о-о-о. А ты что хотел? С добрым утром. Блин. насаживать не успеваю.
The mission was a success. Good job, Griffith One.
Ну ладно, не критично. Там просто бонусная цель появилась почти в самом конце.
Enemy ground forces have been all but wiped out. For the time being, we can turn our attention away from the Kalana steppes and towards more pressing matters. Several members of the Special Forces were among the soldiers who surrendered, and we were able to gain invaluable intel about their mission objectives. Had they succeeded in infiltrating Santa Elva and carrying out their mission, the city could have been in a terrible situation. It's good to see you made it back, sir. LASAF has taken advantage of Mount Nevera's height and built a large-scale jamming station known as the Nevera Jammer, with enough power to effectively blanket the capital and all surrounding areas. The station is also blocking our ability to observe enemy activity in Monte Breeze. Responsibility for taking care of the jamming station before it further interferes with the war effort has fallen into our hands. An array of high-performance SAMs and AA guns provide the Nevera Jammer with a formidable defense. The high-performance SAMs are difficult to avoid, even for the most advanced aircraft. You're done for the second you fly within range. ECM pods are of no use here either. The high-performance AA guns are also capable of shooting bombs and even long-range missiles out of the sky. We must first deal with this threat before we can move in for an attack on the jamming facility itself. Therefore, we must destroy the electric power transmitter that is providing them with energy. The location of this transmitter remains unknown, but a string of old power lines on Mount Nevera may just point the way. The transmitter's power output will be displayed on your HUD. Make sure the power output is at 0 before moving in to attack the jammer.
Короче так. История такая. Надо выпилить большую глушилку с хорошей защитой. Близко не подберешься, поэтому надо сначала выпилить все электричество в регионе. Как не говорится, но типа можно... как это сказать-то? Скажем так, по башням с проводами отследить это. Вот так вот. Да, и оружки тут будут бесполезны. Играем вслепую.
Pilot, check your plane and prepare for refueling. 1 mile to refueling craft. We've got severe jamming. The radar is completely useless. Lock-on's not going to work either. You'll have to use unguided weapons to take out the enemy. Attention! Do you read me? This is Connors. I lost contact for a moment. Any change in the situation? Fly within range of the defense
Играю по памяти. Да, оно иногда немного это показывается, типа как упрощение небольшое, но... Но опять же, но... издеваюсь уже. проснулся. А, вот бонусное, это как раз. Вот так.
We've destroyed the Nevera jammer and freed up the airwaves. Now we have a clear view of Griswold and Monte Breeze. We've succeeded in ending radar interference from Mount Nevera. This has allowed us to get a clear picture of Monte Breeze. LASAP forces have produced a new type of weapon and are making preparations to transport it to Griswold. Although the advance unit has already reached the capital, there's still time to stop the backup units. Citizen morale is at an all-time high, with liberation corps forming throughout the country. All thanks to your heroic deeds, sir. Our beloved Aurelia, shattered by the LASAP assault, is struggling to once again become one. We must not let them down. With the destruction of the Nevera jammer, we have been able to ascertain the extent of enemy action here in Monte Breeze. This area is littered with industrial complexes which LASAP appears to have refitted as weapons plants to manufacture something of great importance. Transport units have also shown a lot of recent activity. When the Nevera jammer was destroyed, they abandoned the operation, taking everything with them. It seems that they have also rigged the factories with explosives in order to hide what went on there. There is no doubt that whatever they made, it was important. We must shoot down all transport aircraft and put an end to whatever the enemy is plotting.
Так, вот эта миссия, короче, будет, да, та самая с этими. Блин, забываю уже. Ну, короче говоря, тут будет прикол. Кстати, полюбопытствую. А что мне доступно теперь уже? Да уж. Это, кстати говоря, из одного из предыдущих фейскомбатов. Точнее, из того, который из R, который на PS2 был. Если мне память не изменяет. Ну, пожалуйста, летающее аналоговое ведро с болтами. На который с треском провалился. Тоже ведро с болтами европейское, даже, наверное, не всегда летающее. Так, ну это мой крафт. Тоже уже древний. Как момент. Ну, немножко другой вариант. Интересно, а в свежие из комбаты этот, как его, 57-ю сушку завезли, нет? Так. Запчасти. Смотрим. О, кое-что появилось. Оружка. А, дополнительная арма. Кокпит. Что можно поставить? А, глушилка, понятно. Ага. Это неинтересно. Так, а теперь тюнингуем. Ну, тюнинговать тут только вот избранные можно. Это факт. Так, ну неплохо. Так, бронь та же. Оружка. Ха-ха. Ладно, пусть останется. Ну, как-то так.
The number of remaining transport aircraft will be displayed on your HUD. Make sure you destroy them all. Is that it for the cargo? Alright, let's get out of here. The enemy isn't far from here. Want to check the explosive set? No problem. Landmines and explosive set. Update. An uprising of Aurelian citizens has broken out nearby. We have reports that they are en route to the factory to acquire weapons. Civilians on the battlefield? Bunch of fools. We must retreat to our northeast area of operation as soon as possible. Evasive maneuver successful. Aurelian fighters are coming. Move it. We can't let them stop us. Prepare the device. Inform the others. What the hell was that? Be careful. They got one hell of a weapon stashed on board.
О-о-о-о. Подъем. Та самая подъебка.
Testing. Soldiers of Laysath, can you hear us? We are the Aurelian Liberation Corps. You've had your way long enough. Prepare to see just how dangerous we Aurelians can be.
Danger! Withdraw immediately! Can you hear me? Leave the area immediately!
Hey, do you think they can hear us? There's no response at all.
I hacked into the Army's communications! You gotta switch to incoming transmissions or you'll never pick up anything!
Well, it doesn't really matter, as long as they hear us. All right, we're heading for the factories. We'll steal additional weapons before heading for the capital. Yeah!
Идиоты. Ну что ж, перегонки.
Stop the train! The factories are rigged with explosives! Clark to Griffith Squadron. The Liberation Corps doesn't know the factories are rigged with explosives. The distance from the nearest factory to the Liberation Corps will be displayed on your MPG. Protect the Liberation Corps. Destroy the factories along the railway before the train gets too close. Onward! We'll steal Laysath's weapons and use them to take back Griswold! We'll show Laysath just how pissed we really are! Warning! Stop the train and leave the area! Do you read me? Stop the train! Just as I thought, so you can't hear us! Yahoo! This fight is one of our guys, isn't it? Hey! Give us a lift, will ya?
Да, что-то управление после апгрейда ватное стало. Вот и все.
All take a well-deserved breather.
They were trying to escape with MBSRs. Apparently, they were used to intensify the meson cannon's beam. Unfortunately, several units have already been delivered. Thankfully, we intervened before the rest could be used. In any case, the Aurelian Liberation Corps really took me by surprise. They say too much knowledge can be a dangerous thing, and boy were they right. Still, I'm just glad they made it through without any casualties.
А, только обычная миссия, ну ладно.
Our mission is the liberation of Griswold. I'll explain the details. Griswold is protected by the Atmos Ring-powered meson cannon. Our troops will not be able to approach the city because of the MBSRs brought in from Montebrise. Our only hope is to send a small squadron of fighters in for a surprise attack and take out the cannon. Fortunately, the enemy has put all of their faith in the cannon and has yet to deploy ground troops. Destroy the meson cannon and the fighters protecting it, and the city is ours. The capital's liberation is finally within our grasp. Sir, please decide the course of action.
Все-таки я в ангаре еще раз покопаюсь. Что-то мне не нравится, как я это затюнинговал. Мобильность низкая, может, поэтому так. Как говорится, не всякий апгрейд. Ну ладно, пока оставлю так. Посмотрим, как будет играться.
Griffith 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Griffith 1, altitude restrictions canceled. Return to your mission. Good luck.
We've made it this far, sir. I can make them out now. The Atmos ring at the Gaius Tower. Makes me sick. Look at them, acting like they own the place. Ninox 2, you're too far ahead. Please stay on alert. Damn it! We're so close. If it weren't for that cannon, we'd be in already. Wait! I'm getting readings from the meson cannon. Ninox 2's been shut down. That blast was huge. The meson cannon's force is multiplied by the MBSRs.
А вот теперь играем.
There's no way we can get any closer than this. Watch out. That thing's a monster. The power of the MBSR against meson cannon far exceeds anything we ever imagined.
Да пусть подавятся. Если не возьмешь, надо разворачиваться. Нигде зависли в параллельной реальности. Да, город я зачистил, неплохо. Так, бонус надо выпилить. Поздновато. А, да, все съебались. Но это только конец второй части.
Griswold's been liberated. With the loss of their central command, Lysap forces have begun to pull out of Aurelia. The streets of Griswold are overflowing with citizens celebrating the defeat of the Lysap oppressors. Even soldiers have joined in the celebration. Sir, the people won't soon forget your brave actions that led us here. We've done it, sir.
With each passing day, news of new Aurelian victories came pouring in. The Southern Cross's action spurred the surviving Aurelian troops to battle. Commanding Officer Diego Navarro has retreated and is currently being pursued by special forces. No one would have guessed that a ragtag band of soldiers smaller than a single unit could have put up such fierce resistance. December 10th, several days after the liberation of Griswold, I made my way towards one of the many cities busy recovering from the ravages of the war. Despite my usual misgivings, I could feel myself getting excited at the prospect of meeting the Southern Cross. But when I reached the base, I saw his emblem already gleaming in the skies above. I had heard that today was their first break in a while, but something must have changed that. I merely watched as the jet's contrail stretched far off into the distant sky. Suddenly, I was overcome by a strong sense of dread. The misappropriated financial and material resources were on a scale much greater than the airborne fortress alone could account for. Would the weapon at Griswold prove to be the missing piece to the puzzle?
А вот теперь часть 3, последняя.
I have an updated situation report. The forces hunting LASAF Commander Diego Navarro have been decimated at the Danern Straits. It appears that LASAF has developed a new type of attack aircraft. I can't believe they had a working prototype from the aerial fortress. Sorry, back to the report. The new attack aircraft is named Fenrir, according to LASAF reports. From the satellite intel gathered, it appears that the aircraft took off from Sentry Island. We received information from intelligence services that there appears to be a factory on the island. There are 2 routes to Sentry Island. First, LASAF has a squadron of ace pilots, the Alec Squadron, situated near the Danern Straits. They are currently headed for Sentry Island. If a pilot of that caliber were to pilot the new craft, we would have a lot of trouble on our hands. Another route is Cobalt Cave, the location of enemy research facilities. It is believed that they are preparing to move some sort of weapon. We don't know the details, but it is most likely a weapon to mount to Fenrir. The ace pilots and the unknown weapon are both major concerns, but we can only deal with one of these threats. You must stop whatever LASAF has planned. You are about to enter LASAF territory. We don't have much intel to go on, but you need to decide how to proceed.
Короче говоря, последние 2, ну, или 3 миссии. Потом все. История такая. Либо, короче, выпиливаем вот эту вот продвинутую эскадру самолетиков, либо разбираемся с продвинутой оружкой. Ну, там отличие будет только в конце, либо... Да, либо продвинутые самолетики и полеты в закрытых помещениях, либо... Ну, тоже полеты в закрытых помещениях, но раньше, и выпиливание шоковой пушки, как вот на той большой летающей птичке, только она в этот раз будет уже стационарно стоящая. На базе. Если эскадрон упустить, то вместо него просто будет куча куча плавающих, типа их надо либо сдержать, либо выпилить. Тоже довольно сложный уровень. Ну, тут все самые сложные, в принципе. На Эдди, конечно, все проходится, но если крафт ты слабый, проходишь первый раз туда, переигрывать, конечно, приходится.
Intelligence has confirmed the outline of a squadron of Leysath fighters bound for Archelon Fortress. A sympathizer from within the enemy has informed us that the squadron is none other than Leysath's elite, Alex Squadron. If they were to capture Archelon Fortress's Fenrir, one can only imagine the devastation they would cause. The Danern Straits could provide us with a chance to intercept them before they reach the fortress. Your mission will be to take on this elite air unit. You must destroy them all.
Да, кстати говоря, Фенрир это как раз вот название того продвинутого самолетика, который в самом конце будет. Ну, плюс-минус. Так.
Multiple fighters coming in head-on. You should see an enemy squadron shortly. This is Falcon 1. I always wanted to fly with you. My son's a big fan of yours. Well, me too. The enemies come. There's so many of them. In the 10 years I've been flying, I've never been in such a rush and place. Listen up, everybody. Don't fall behind the Southern Cross.
Попробуйте. как говорится, пойду бонус соберу. Ты гоняешь, лол.
Griffith 1, begin carrier landing checks. You are cleared to land.
We've succeeded in stopping the Alec unit before they could reach Archelon Fortress. It was an extremely dangerous mission, but we had to stop them from getting behind the controls of Fenrir. This was a very important victory for us. Great work. The enemy transportation corps has moved from Cobalt Cave to Archelon Fortress. Our sources have confirmed our suspicions that the cargo was indeed an HPM. It'll most likely be used to defend Archelon Fortress. The new weapon under development at Cobalt Cave has been relocated to Archelon Fortress. We have learned that it's an HPM to be mounted to Fenrir. The weapon's targeting system relies on orbiting satellites, so we should be able to reduce the weapon's accuracy by disabling the satellite ground control center at Cobalt Cave. With the bulk of the enemy forces shifted to Archelon Fortress, the enemy poses little threat at Cobalt Cave. However, with the threat that Fenrir poses, we must take this opportunity to minimalize its capabilities. Destroy all of the satellite antennas at Cobalt Cave.
И не только.
Those things you see on top of the island are satellite control antennas. You're going to have to destroy each and every one of them. He's here! Keep Nemesis away from the antennas! If the antennas are destroyed, the new weapon's performance will suffer! You're into the aircraft defenses.
видео. Как говорится, классика из комбата. Ни больше, ни меньше.
All satellite control centers and antennas have been destroyed. This should weaken Fenrir's microwave weapon. Archelon Fortress is the final obstacle standing between us and total victory, sir. We've advanced within striking distance of Archelon Fortress. Fenrir, the whole reason they started this war is being made right here on this base. It's our duty to wipe this base clear off the map. The HPM has been transported to Archelon Fortress from Cobalt Cave, and it appears it has already been fitted to Fenrir. The weapon works by emitting microwaves from both Fenrir and Archelon Fortress to create an overlapping field effect, detonating all fuel caught in between. Fly too slow for too long, and you'll be tracked by the targeting system. If you don't escape quickly, your fuel tank will explode. Thankfully, the targeting system has been impaired by the destruction of the satellite targeting facility at Cobalt Cave. Even with the targeting system impaired, the HPM still poses a threat. Be careful. We've also received intel that the Archelon Fortress is equipped with the same type of shock cannon employed on the Gleipnir. Sir, we've succeeded in freeing Aurelia. The war should have already been over for us. But someone has to put an end to this. Just make sure you come back alive.
Короче говоря, вся загвоздка в том, что за тобой будут летать фаерболы. Притормозишь, тебя достанут. Взорвешься. Вот такая история.
As I wrote down the words that would reveal the truth to the world, I couldn't help but feel uneasy. It said that the only true winners in any war are those who achieve what they intended. Diego Navarro had left Aurelia's capital in defeat, yet his goal of increasing arms exports had been achieved. It seemed as though he may be the true victor in this war. After returning to his homeland, it appears that he now plans to unveil the ultimate weapon before his countrymen. Satellite images of the Archelon Fortress will provide the backdrop for his speech to the world. Such audacity must come from his confidence in this ultimate weapon, Fenrir. There's no such thing as a foolproof plan, I whispered to myself as I watched the sun slowly wheel across the sky overhead. Even the country's hero, still in the heat of battle, hadn't returned home for the celebration of victory. The Southern Cross will ensure Navarro's plan ends in failure. Ain't that right?
пусть подается своими фаерболами.
Fly faster.
Да, со своей мухобойкой придется побегать за ними немного.
You'll be caught in the HPM plasma if you fly too slow. Try to maintain a high speed. Right, I dodged it. Damn it, I need shot it from nowhere. It's the first time I've ever seen it. Optical camouflage?
Да ты чё?
Missile hit. Enemy up ahead. Missile on target. Southern Cross destroyed Fenrir. Fenrir has amazing capabilities, but it's no match for the Southern Cross's flying. They're only human. You can take them. Yes.
Кузики какие-то. Они суперкрафты. Да, выковыривай его теперь. Все.
On top of the fortress is moving. That's the same stock cannon that was on the airborne fortress. We can't allow Lasap to remain in possession of that kind of weapon. Do what it takes to destroy the shock cannon. Shock cannon firing preparations complete. Killer 3, lower your altitude. In 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cannon firing! Killer 3's been hit! Damn it, we've lost him! Destroy the shock cannon! Alright, Griffith won! The shock cannon is preparing to fire again! In 5 seconds! 3, 2, 1. Cannon firing!
Да,
Griffith 1 down!
красиво выпилился.
Sir!
Ладно, хорошо. Пройдем еще раз. А.
That attack probably came from thin rear HPM. Your fuel tank's internal sensors will be displayed on the MPG. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cannon firing! Agilla 3's been hit! Damn it, we've lost him! Destroy the shock cannon! The shock cannon is preparing to...
Вот теперь все.
The fortress has really been destroyed! He was able to fly his way through those shockwaves. Incredible! You've done it, Griffiths 1! I knew our ace could do it. That's the Southern Cross for you. It certainly is. He's Aurelia's hero after all. Crux to Griffiths 1. That was a little too risky, sir. It made me nervous just watching you. It wouldn't feel like a victory if you weren't there to celebrate it with us, sir. When you think about it, you can't help but feel sorry for Laysath's soldiers. They were nothing but pawns in Navarro's sick game. Well, it's finally over, isn't it? Let's head home. To Aurelia.
Archelon and Diego Navarro's beloved weapon Fenrir were ripped by explosions and engulfed in flames. While these images flashed on the screen, the eyes of the press watched as the enraged citizens of Laysath stormed in on commanding officer Diego Navarro. When the rage of the thousands had finally subsided, it is said that there was nothing left but the shattered remains of Fenrir. It's ironic that the stage for the unveiling of his greatest triumph would be his ultimate undoing. When it was all over, I tried to get an interview with the Southern Cross, only to find that he had already returned to Cape Aubrey.
He said he's never really liked hot weather.
Eugene Solano, the young radio operator, answered sheepishly. Peace had returned to Griswold, and it was now covered in the colors of the Christmas season. I went ahead and bought myself a figure of Santa, the kind that I could only find here.
Albert, I thought you couldn't stand the Southern Hemisphere.
A fellow reporter said to me as he saw the Santa figure, a memento of this Southern Hemisphere of backward seasons. I like the design, I said as I embarrassingly showed it to him. It bore the emblem of the Southern Cross.
Ну и кредит ролл, куда без него. Вот так. Все. Ну что ж, вот все. Кто дошел до конца, тем спасибо. Куда уж деваться. Хотя, конечно, я и слился в последней миссии один раз. Ну, действительно, там самый конец немножко туповато поступил, честно говоря. Так как я все-таки уже, мягко так скажем, очень много раз в эту игрушку играл. И причем не в эмуляторе, а на живой приставке. Поэтому как бы все приколы и проколы там в курсе, скажем так. А так, наверное, вместо послесловия, что хотелось бы сказать. Конечно, история достаточно короткая, да. Все варианты миссии, конечно, показать невозможно, потому что их как минимум надо все открыть, это первое. А второе, именно вот за одно обычное прохождение их просто физически нельзя открыть, так как канва событий построена именно так, что ты не можешь повторять разные варианты миссий. Их, конечно, можно, наверное, повторить в свободном выборе, но это немножко другое уже. Музыку, если кому интересно, она тут, конечно, довольно-таки такая релаксовая, где-то даже, я бы сказал. Можно послушать у Зафара. У него рип музыки с этой игры есть как с первой, так и со второй части на PSP. Там, правда, конечно, специальный плеер нужен, но... Хотя, вообще-то, там, наверное, MP3-версия тоже существует. Не проверял, потому что не пользуюсь. У меня спецплеер стоит и играет, что называется, из родного формата. Ну, конечно, про чехарду с разрешениями и графикой в эмуляторе это, конечно, отдельная песня. Ну, но нету нормального монитора пока что еще. Не дошли руки до этого. А так, что имеем, то имеем. Возможно, конечно, проигрывание музыки и звуков было бы в отдельно стоящем эмуляторе получше, но, например, некоторые затыки, когда какой-то комментарий должен проигрываться, а его нет, а текстовый субтитр есть, это, в принципе, и на реальной приставке также происходит. То есть это, в принципе, не из-за эмулятора. Ну, конечно, иногда подлаги, но, в принципе, это не критично. Все-таки повышенное разрешение, скажем так, мягко скажем так, раздушенные настройки, причем дополнительно чтение не с диска, а полное кэширование образа сразу в оперативку, чтобы задержек не было. Тоже некоторая разница. Но это для тех, у кого достаточно много оперативки. Потому что все-таки полный образ одного диска на PSP это все-таки, как ни крути, где-то 1.6-1.8 ГБ. Это вот полный диск. Естественно, игры они могут далеко не все занимать. Но если игрушка мощная, то, как говорится, она займет все. Ну что ж, до следующего раза, что теперь? Нам надо идти, делать дела дальше. Редактировать, загружать. Мучить эмулятор, консоль дальше. В общем, как-то так.